wrestling buddies want to be your buddies.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy. Buddy!
You got me mad now.
Let's get into it. Shrug those shoulders, gentlemen. Shrug those shoulders with your WrestleMania 19 jersey on. Unbutton it from the top. Show a little skin, Scott Darver. Don't cry again. It's a happy occasion. Don't cry.
I thought
Don't
this
cry.
was the casting couch.
No, not this time.
Oh, okay.
No, it's okay.
They always play the song on the casting couch.
You could unbutton the top jersey. It's okay. Don't stop crying. No, you don't have to cry.
This is my WrestleMania moment.
The road to WrestleMania has been a long and windy one, but right now we see the stop sign ahead. That's because we're only days away. Welcome, everyone, to the Wrestling Compadres Slamcast right here on AfterBuzz TV, on Podcast One, on Podcast Addict, on YouTube, however you are enjoying the show. We appreciate you no matter where you are in the country. I know WrestleMania in Dallas is going to bring in a lot of international fans, which is going to be a lot of fun. We have a packed show. We're going to preview TakeOver. We're going to preview WrestleMania, and we have a very special guest, friend of the show, executive producer of Lucha Underground, Eric Van Wagoner. We have an interview with him as well. It's going to be a little bit of everything for you today. So that's pretty awesome.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Will the Netflix Lucha Underground question finally be answered?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
That means it's on, y'all.
That's right. It's time to get going. We are at Wrestling Buds on Twitter. We are Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. Find me on Twitter at JQuasto. That man right there. Actually, no. I'm going to wait because I know your song is going to happen and you're going to have a very special artist for us. So I'm going to go to the Texas native. We're starting off with the Texas native first. He's the pride of Houston, Texas, the pride of TCU. He is a horned frog. You can find him on Twitter at CRice17. That's because he's Chuck Rice.
He's a man.
What's up, man?
Hello, gents. How are y'all?
Good. How you've been busy,
Very busy lately.
and you're going to be in LA for WrestleMania.
Yeah, don't get to go to Mania in Texas. Very disappointed, but yes, I know.
You got to work though.
I gotta work.
Hey, if I had a job, I'd be working.
Hey, there's
That's how that would go for me.
there's been some really cool gigs lately, and I'm very thankful and happy for that. But unfortunately, one of them is taking over this weekend for me.
Can you say what it is or no?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be working at the iHeartRadio awards ceremony show in LA. So
Nice.
that should be cool. Some really cool performances happening there.
I hear Bono's going to be there.
That's the rumor. The rumor.
Bono is going to have social commentary along with his great music.
Is that your Eric Van Wagoner impression?
I have no idea what impression that was. I'm surprised Dale hasn't already jumped on me about it.
I thought you were supposed to introduce me first before I can jump on you.
It's never stopped you before. But
Whoa, hey.
I'll get to you in a second, Pally. The guy next to Chuck Rice, he's wearing a pretty sweet WrestleMania 19 jersey that he reluctantly started to unbutton when I requested him to, but now the top
It's very
one's back.
uncomfortable for me sitting between
And
you two,
he's
by the
crying
way.
again. He's the host of Curtain Jerks and 16 Bits, and I'll tell you one thing about him.
More dangerous than a hollow-eyed scorpion.
Find him on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. He's Scott Narver.
Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver. Curtain jerk compadre, he's always there to save the day. Scott Narver, he's Scott Narver.
A fellow Texas native.
Uh-huh.
Sir, that's me as well. I was born in Dallas.
What?
Grew up in Carrollton.
You don't say.
I do say.
Really? How long were you there?
Till I was about the age of 9.
You sure?
So this is the first time going back.
You sure?
I'm very sure.
Wait, you have not been to Dallas since you've been 9 years old?
Only in airports.
Whoa.
Yep.
All right,
It's my homecoming.
Is it going to be a misty-eyed homecoming?
No, it's gonna be a crimson red eyed homecoming.
Oh, you're gonna get colored?
Me and Flair just gonna bleed all night long.
At the airport?
Yeah, everywhere we go.
I was gonna say we should have someone attack you the moment you set foot in the terminal.
That's a terrible idea to suggest, especially after you've mentioned all the people that are coming to Dallas.
I don't know those people.
Yeah.
So this is fine. I feel like being in Texas is fine. And plus, I have my backup will be there.
Uh-huh.
The soon-to-be inducted Hall of Famer Snoop Dogg, who did my theme song.
What? Wait a minute.
Snoop Dizzle, some might call.
You're telling me
Doggy Dog
You're telling me Snoop
would
Dogg.
tell you
Snoop
to get
Lion.
a jobby job. You got a jobby job, so good on you.
Snoop Lion. Wait, so you're telling me Snoop Dogg, Snoop Lion, however you want to call him, he wrote that song?
Yeah, he wrote that song and performed that song.
I mean, I don't know about that dude.
Have you ever heard him do acoustic music before? I mean, that's a little different
no,
for him, and you're
I-
judging him for that. He's almost a Hall of Famer,
No, I'm not
Johnny.
judging him. I know he's almost a Hall of Famer, but I didn't realize he had that in him. It didn't, that twang, I never heard that from Snoop before.
That's how good he is.
Well, when you talk to Snoop again, I just want you to find out before WrestleMania for me who's gonna have more hoes there, him or Godfather.
Ooh. And the number, how many will it be?
Yep, odd or
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
I want to know who's gonna win.
Yep,
Okay, I will find this out for
it's
you.
like playing roulette.
Why for us?
Something tells me there's just gonna be a lot of hoes.
On the telephone from Washington, D.C., I almost said speaking of hoes, he is the host of Dish It Up.
Good save.
He's always best for business. Find him on Twitter at TheWalkingDale. You know he's Dale Rutledge.
I got a puppy. I got a puppy? Bad news.
Ho, 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 buddy.
You know, little known fact, I actually got married on the same boat as Snoop D-O-double-G.
All right.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm actually positive. His picture with his wife was up on the boat.
Okay.
My bad.
Just checking.
Did your
Well,
picture go up there too?
Yeah, did your picture go on the boat?
I mean, surely it must be right there next to Snoop Dogg's picture, I
It
would imagine.
should be.
Right.
Crying out loud.
Major recording artist, major wrestling host. I
Yeah.
think they go hand in hand.
And the best chef on that damn boat.
That is actually true because we had Fat Burger for our wedding food. So
Oh,
that
hell
actually-
yeah.
Explode.
Yeah, with Fat Burger on the boat, I can imagine.
You just waiting to use hit that button, aren't you?
Wait, which one?
My butt would explode.
Yep.
Definitely that one.
I would just like to tell you all too, Snoop Dogg will be at the Hall of Fame at the same time that Rob Van Dam will be there.
Oh.
And that could,
Oh boy.
well, that could spell trouble for some
Is
people.
RVD going to the Hall of Fame specifically?
They're gonna test their smoke detectors real well.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, RVD is going to the
He's
Hall.
going to be there just as a guest to support some people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love RVD. Well, he'll have a friend in Snoop Dogg. They probably know each other. Maybe, do they?
They might have hung out a time.
I would imagine.
Whether or not they remember it, though.
Right.
The first time is every time.
That's the question. And then, you know what? That keeps life fresh.
It does.
If every time's the first time. Mm-hmm. That's how it is. That's how WrestleMania feels. Every year you go, it almost feels like the first time because it's a different venue every year, different experience, different lineup. And this year has been, it's been unlike other ones. There's been a lot of injuries. There's been a lot of moving parts. But bottom line is it's already set up. We're going to talk plenty about it. First off, iTunes. Keep going to our iTunes page. Rate us 5 stars. Write us a nice review. And we'd appreciate you big time. And of course, ProWrestlingTees.com/WrestlingCompadres. You want to pick up those shirts. Wear them to WrestleMania if you're going because then we'll do a picture and a high five and a bear hug.
Well, a shirt like that right there.
This one. That was my...
Yeah, that's your little kid flex.
This is my t-shirt. Yeah. I'm wearing a shirt, Dale.
Are you
Good for
bringing
you,
some
buddy.
to sell there, Johnny?
Huh? People asked us. We don't have any shirts on us. People have to buy them online.
We'll knit you a shirt.
Yep.
Or maybe Scott will
Yeah, if you have
unbutton
time, we'll get you a shirt while you stand there.
Yeah,
or Scott can unbutton his and give it to you.
Oh.
yeah, fellas, you can shame me into undressing, and ladies, you can just shame me.
Slamcast News! A lot of signings this week, everybody. First off, WWE.
Yeah, WrestleCon. There's so many signings. You go and Access. There's signings. Like, oh, of course, Johnny. Come on.
No, sure, those are signings.
Yeah.
I'm talking about different signings.
What you mean?
People being employed.
Well, like ASL. American
Like
Sign
like
Language.
when you make a sign to bring into the crowd.
Boom.
Yep,
There
that
you
too,
go.
Dale. That's also a sign.
Yeah, 100,000 signs.
100,000 and sign language. It's also very important signs.
Yeah.
When you sign your name on the dotted line to get an employee,
So you know the WrestleMania signs going up around Dallas advertising that it's there?
those two.
Yeah,
Yep.
and go to a cruise ship to eat fat burger.
My butt would explode.
Hey,
So-
I know how to sign the alphabet.
Great. So,
All right, thanks for having me on, guys. Have a good one.
damn it, Dale. I'm gonna hit it again.
What are you talking about, Johnny?
Big news here. WWE signs the tag team from Australia, Mikey Nichols and Shane Hayes, otherwise known as TDMK. These guys have been really good for a long time. They had a brief run with us at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. They're phenomenal. And so congratulations to them. Pretty exciting stuff.
Are they not injured?
No.
That's great.
Completely healthy.
I'm glad they're just not signing injured people as well.
Knock on wood. Completely healthy.
For now.
All looks good. I imagine they're going to go to NXT, but big signing, which is really cool for them.
Pretty cool.
Angelina Love is now finished with TNA. Her contract expired. She had a baby, and she's like, you know what? I'm just going to chill out for a while, do my thing. So, obviously we'll see her somewhere down the road.
Whoa, she had a baby and she quit TNA? That's the land of babies. Maxell's running the show right now.
You and Maxell, you just...
Brother.
Maxell's your favorite.
Yeah. Well, you know who might be my favorite is the new knockout Angelina Love's baby.
Yep, Scott does all the time. Here's a
That
good
baby's too young for you, Scott.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that baby's a hell of a worker. Hell of a hand.
Oh, Max L's a hell of a hand. Here's a good signing I'm excited about. TNA has signed Pepper Parks and Cherry Bomb, along with Sylvester Lefort and Marcus Louis. So, 4 new signings. I love Pepper Parks. I did some shows with him for Wrestling Cares a couple years ago. Super cool guy. Cherry Bomb is I think they're married, but I'm not quite sure. They're Canadians, and they're on their way to do stuff with TNA. They're both very, very good, and so that'll be fun.
Good, because TNA needs to sign some people after all the ones they just lost.
They sure do. They lost EY. They lost...
Bobby
They lost some
Roode.
Canadians, and they got some Canadians.
Exactly. Cherry Bomb will be a nice addition to the Knockouts for sure. And of course, Sylvester and Marcus, we remember them from from NXT, and they were incredibly entertaining. So we'll see which angle they go with them. What are your thoughts, Dale?
I wonder what the story was there. Why NXT let them go in the first place?
Maybe I don't know, because they were there a long time without being on TV.
Yeah, and I mean they have like the right stature that I know Vince. I mean I know it's Triple H's thing, but as far as looking down the road, Vince usually likes bigger guys, and I don't know. I was surprised that they got let go, but I'm glad they found a new home.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the last thing I remember them doing, really, they had that really good feud with Enzo and Cass, and they kind of just faded away a little bit. So
Yeah.
But yeah, best of luck to them. Good to see it. Here's something that I know Chuck's going to be excited about. Well, hell, we all are. Sami Callihan has signed with Lucha Underground. How about that? As if he wasn't saying busy enough.
Spoke to the man this morning, actually, about it. Very excited.
I imagine he's already been shooting stuff with them, right? Maybe so.
I cannot say.
You can't say. Okay.
Sorry.
You cannot say.
I know he'll be in LA in a couple weeks.
Good deal.
Awesome. That's rad.
Congrats to him. He's going to be, there's no one like him, so that'll be fun.
It's a good time for these guys.
I feel like that's the right place for him too. I mean, it's such a character-driven show, and he just delivers so much personality in and out of the ring. So I think that he will definitely prosper at Lucha.
Yep.
I've told you all this before about how when I wore my Lucha shirt on one of the sets. Well, the same thing happened this week when I was working on the HBO show, and some of the cast, like one of the cast members, I don't know what I can and can't say, so I'm just going to be very vague here about this, but he, very well-known actor, came up to me and said he took his kids to see one of the shows, Lucha, one weekend, because he's friends with one of the producers, and he said it was one of the most fun times he has had.
Sure.
Larry David loves Lucha Underground.
That's who it was.
That's
Clearly.
exactly
That's
who it was.
Massive fan.
Yeah.
That's exactly who it was. Does that guy even have kids?
I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. No, he definitely does. He has a daughter because she is known for posting like really funny stuff about her dad on like Instagram. Like she'll post like his frowny faces and like she'll post like all the dumb stuff he does with her standing behind him like So yeah, she's very similar to him in personality.
Noel David. They're just like the Foleys.
Yeah, they're just like the Foleys. You got it. But yeah, good for Sammy. I mean, you talk about staying busy. He left WWE in the right way. They're on good terms and he's just been hopping all over the world and now he's going to be with Lucha Underground. So hey, party on.
Getting his name out there.
The lovely Joan London's going to be receiving the Warrior Award this year, and she's a champion, and she beat breast cancer, and she's a very good spokesperson against the battle of breast cancer, so congratulations to her. Snoop Dogg, we already talked about, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in the Celebrity Wing.
Think that gives a little bit more momentum to one of the competitors for the Divas Championship, you think?
Do you think he makes an appearance with Sasha Banks?
Could be. I mean, I think she's the one that's going to be inducting him. So
Really?
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't it be?
That's a good point.
Unless it's
Maybe
RVD,
he'll
but they've
sing-
never met before.
That's true.
Maybe he'll sing her theme song too.
Maybe he will. Sasha Banks, he's a Sasha Banks. You know that song.
That's, please, more.
I don't know. I didn't write it, Johnny. I don't know the lyrics.
Well, all right. What do I know? And lastly, Jacqueline's going to be inducted by the Dudley Boys in the Hall of Fame. That's pretty
That's cool.
apropos.
That's
I'm sure they'll
really
have
cool.
some very good stories that they'll
yeah.
share.
Any thoughts, Zale, before we end the news? And you can close your ears.
I think you nailed it, boys.
Live band, go! All right, y'all.
My neighbor just knocked on my door and I answered it while you guys were talking, and I don't know what he wanted, but I said I'm recording a show, and he like peeped in my apartment as if I was recording some kind of filming in here.
Oh my
like
God.
he had a weird look on his face, like maybe it was porn or something. He had a very strange
He was
presence
like,
about him.
is this the Truman Show? Is that what you're doing? Where are the hidden
Yeah,
cameras?
right here, Washington D.C.
Wait a minute, am I part of the show? Who's watching me? Where can I wave? Where's the camera? I gave your neighbor a southern accent. I apologize.
I think that's fair.
Where's the craft service table?
Yeah. Y'all got trail
either,
mix?
either that or he thought you were lying to him because he didn't see anything
Right.
just to get rid of him.
Yeah. He's like, wait, you alone on your phone or recording a show, you jerk? I want you to sign this petition.
Wait, do you not want to hang out with me? Now, do you show me one camera, and I'll say you're filming the show.
My wife has a medical emergency, and you're telling me you're filming a show while just on a phone?
No.
Tell me to go away.
Oh,
if you won't.
no.
No. We got him. We got his ass.
Yeah, take that guy.
Take
that,
that,
neighbor.
Take that, neighbor of Rutledge. Hope he's listening.
Oh, clearly.
So I hear the show's about wrestling now.
Yo, this is it, guys. Let's start off with NXT leading into TakeOver. This past episode, really cool video package on American Alpha. Finn Balor defeated Rich Swann, but always good to see Rich in a high-profile match. Alexa Bliss defeated Sarah Dobson, another newcomer, and Asuka defeated Emma. Once again, a big fan of what Emma's doing. But other than that, why don't we just get right into TakeOver and what our thoughts are, what we're most excited about, all that good stuff.
Let's do it.
Go ahead, Scotty. What's the match right now that you're like most excited?
Nakamura.
Okay, that's your one.
I mean, I'm excited for Joe too, but and Austin Aries, but that guy is so weird. I love stuff that's super weird. I love character-driven stuff, and he's one of those types of guys where it's like a Daniel Bryan. It's just like these other guys that will not be ignored. Mm-hmm. That, you know, whatever's in place, the higher ups, like he's just going to create so much momentum for himself. Cannot be ignored, that guy. And I can't even wait till he's in the main roster.
Very true.
I'm so excited for people who haven't gotten to see him wrestle to actually get exposed to him, because he was just one of my tip-top favorite dudes in New Japan. And I was watching it earlier today. They did a really good send-off for him when he had his last match, and they had a little package. You know, he had been there since like 2002, I believe. So 14 years with New Japan is certainly nothing to scoff at, and they really gave him a nice proper send-off. And his press announcement that he did just was very heartfelt, and you could tell that he was brimming with emotion. So I'm I'm excited, but also a little sad to see him go from New Japan because they definitely relied on him a lot. But I hope it just enables so many more people to appreciate him.
Yeah, I mean, he's incredibly respectful, but at the same time, I mean, the guy is 37 years old. He's had a long run, and now is the time. If not now, then there was going to be a never. And so this is the right time for him to move.
I think he's still got a long run in him, man. He's gonna. I think he's gonna do wonderful things in WWE.
I sure hope so. I mean, I know his body's beat up, but I hope he gets, has the right staff around him to help him out, and I really hope he has a long run as well.
And I think Sami Zayn is the perfect first opponent for him too.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna put on a show. Sami Zayn's a busy dude.
Yeah.
Busy dude this weekend is Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, yep. I mean, pulling double duty, that's super cool. I would have never guessed that, a year ago. But that's super awesome. And also Emma going, I don't think she has a match at TakeOver, but going to, WrestleMania inside of a match, I was very surprised by that as well.
Good for her. Well, let's start off. We'll go down the lineup here. This is a match that I didn't realize was happening until just now. Apollo Crews taking on our favorite, the guy we know nothing about because we refuse to ever find out more about him, Elias Samson.
What a great intro for that guy.
Well, because they don't give us anything. It's just...
That is his intro every week, basically. That's Corey Graves' number one thing he says about him.
We know he's from Pittsburgh. That's all we know.
Okay.
Hey, you're kind of guy.
Yeah, you should love him.
Look, I'm on board, but if you're going to drift a little bit.
A fellow Pittsburgher.
I'm not a Pittsburgher.
No?
I grew up 6 hours east.
Same thing.
It's the same state, technically.
I could go for a Pittsburgher right now.
My butt would explode.
So, I'm not sure where this match came about. I'm trying to remember if anything happened, but something had to happen between them on an episode.
Who cares? It puts Apollo Crews on the card, and that's good.
That's good.
That's all that matters.
Apollo Crews tried to do some research into him, and he got upset because he didn't want anybody to know anything, so
he found him at
a match.
He found him at the library looking up records.
That's right.
That's what happened. Yep.
It's interesting to me. The Drifter is kind of a character that is so far one of NXT's few misses. Like, I don't feel like he connects with the crowd in that he doesn't come with any kind of, indie darling sort of status to the roster. So right now he sits kind of flat for me. I mean, I love Apollo Crews, obviously, but I am curious, why they just can't find the right gear for this guy so far. I mean, I guess they want him to be mysterious, but that's not really connecting with anyone yet.
Well, I like the vignettes of him singing before because they were kind of mysterious, like who the hell is this guy? But every time he's come to the ring, it's virtually been the same thing. He carries a guitar, doesn't use it at all, playing or as a weapon, and takes his scarf off.
Very strange. I don't know. It's cool that you can count on one hand the characters that don't go over in NXT, but for right now, he's on that list.
Yeah, but like Chuck said, just the fact that Apollo Crews is on the show, wonderful.
That's a win for everyone.
So who do you think, guys? I mean, I'd say, I want Apollo Crews, but Elias Samson is the new guy.
Oh, you asking?
Apollo Crews has been losing a few matches recently as well. I don't know.
He lost to Corbin.
I mean, I think he's kind of doing okay on his own. He doesn't have to win it. I think the Drifter needs more of a push.
True. He lost to Corbin at the last TakeOver.
Yeah, and he lost that match against Finn Balor when he was trying to prove himself. I mean, it was a great match, but as far as his win-losses go.
Sure. So what are you guys saying?
Apollo Crews.
Yeah, Apollo Crews. I think Elias Samson, if there's going to be something that happens with this Drifter, weird loner character, that you rack up some losses for him and then he starts developing.
Yeah. Delio.
No, I think Drifter can win it.
Okay. What? So outnumbered. But he's sticking with Drifter.
Should be a good match, though.
Dale loves Drifters.
He's sticking with that damn Drifter.
More dangerous than a hollow-eyed scorpion.
All right, we got the Revival. Dash and Dawson taking on American Alpha. I think this match, it's going to be just as fun as their match with Enzo and Cass, possibly even more so on this big stage.
American Alpha.
Revival.
Dale.
I thought they put together a good package for American Alpha. I really hope that they take it. I'm not really into the Revival that much.
I think American Alpha, it's their time, and I think Enzo and Cass, we possibly see them maybe on Raw.
I think it's more. I mean, they definitely deserve it, but I just can't believe they wouldn't put the titles on before they leave. I'm still sticking with that. It's very shocking.
But it could be the fact that they knew they didn't need the titles. They were ready to go to the main stage. And they said, you know what? It's like Jake Roberts never had a major title in WWE. He didn't need one. Should he have had one? Sure.
And all that time when Jake Roberts was in NXT?
Well, that too. Never had one in NXT. So it could be that situation.
Yeah, I just feel like it helps for those people that don't, watch NXT to say like they are former champions whenever they do debut. At least gives them a little more clout. I don't, if you don't know them, they're just going to come in. I don't know. It just has been such a long ride with them that I feel like we as fans wanted that to happen so bad. It would seem weird to me to never have it happen. I don't know.
I don't disagree, but go ahead.
I mean, it could, for me, maybe it's a part of a bigger story for them overall. Is something I've always had nagging me in the back of my head, that maybe like they'll come up and you can say they are the hottest tag team or something from NXT, but they never won the titles, and you put them in feuds where they just can't quite win, and maybe it becomes part of their, I don't know, maybe something different for them. Or maybe it's just one of those things too where they're so good that even if you don't know who they are right away, as soon as you learn a little bit about them, you're going to love them.
Yeah, and as far as maybe heels going up against them, they can, the storyline could be like, oh, you're all flash, no substance, you never won anything, that kind of deal. That could lead into possible feuds or something like that. But, yeah, I think Alpha's going to take this one. All right, what do we got next? Oh, I know what I'm super excited for. Here we go. Bayley versus Asuka, NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Bayley.
Asuka me first.
That was
This is, speaking of people who will go up, Bayley would have the opposite. I feel like she's overdue to be moved up and has had that title for a while. I think she has had it since Brooklyn Takeover, right? Is that she never lost it since then?
She's had it for quite a while.
So, yeah. I mean, so I think it's definitely time for her to move, and I think she needs to. Asuka could definitely take this, no problem, and would look good doing it either way.
I think Bayley could be a very interesting addition to the whole Sasha, Charlotte, Becky Lynch. It'd be basically a continuation of NXT, only on.
I agree with Dale 100%. I think Asuka's winning this, and I think Bayley's going to be on WrestleMania or Raw.
Mm-hmm. And you say Bayley, Scott?
I say Bayley.
You think she's going to hang around for a little while?
Yeah, she's fighting the big monster, They're finally, that's not to say whether or not she'd show up on Raw or anything like that, but, why not keep it on her? Kevin Owens was still the NXT champ when he showed up on Raw.
Ah.
So,
okay.
Why not give her even more clout and let her, if she's so lovable and, this next hero, why not just keep winning?
All right, so you're saying Bayley. I'm going to go Asuka as well.
That's just because you're in love with her.
I mean, who isn't? I'm not scared.
You should be.
I'm kidding. I actually would be terrified of her. All
yeah,
right.
You would be so horrified.
That's right. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Whoa, this is going to be dope. Nakamura.
Nakamura has to win, right?
Nakamura has to win.
No finish.
What?
I agree. Yeah, that's a great idea. No finish. Do it that way.
Time limit?
This could last for 3 or 4 or 100 matches as far as I'm concerned.
Are you talking time limit draw?
I'm talking like a double DQ, interference, like something where there is no winner.
So you don't think this is Sami Zayn's swan song at NXT? You think he's going to stay around?
Yeah, why? I never understand the idea of like eliminating everyone out of NXT right away when you have basically the floaters, like they go from one show, they're on the main roster, and then occasionally they're on NXT.
Yeah.
Like that just only brings more eyes to NXT. When you completely remove everyone all the time, for NXT viewers, they're like, oh, all those people are gone now. And then the main roster people that don't watch NXT go, why would I watch? They're now on the main roster.
You bring up a very good point.
Thanks.
So let him double duty for a little while.
Yeah, double duty.
So Dale, who are you saying? Nakamura, Zayn?
Oh man, I don't know. I like Scott's idea. I'm into a double DQ or I don't know. No winner sounds great.
I'm saying Nakamura, but in a totally respectful, just amazing match, because people are going to go crazy for both guys.
Here's a question for y'all.
Yo.
How long do you think Nakamura is going to stay in NXT? Because I think that influences a lot of how this match could go, or if you don't have a clean finish, who could interfere and become involved.
From what I would think he would be there for a while, maybe half a year, if not longer, basically to get him acclimated to the States.
And also, I think they have a certain style they want to incorporate a little bit with him.
Less kicking in the teeth.
Yeah. I mean, they don't call me.
Look at how long Finn Balor's coming from the same background, the same promotion even specifically, and has yet to appear on the main roster. So I think they like having guys be there and be the ones that are, like the pole bearers for the company, or flag bearers. I think that's the
I thought you said Paul Bearers. I'm like,
you want to be the Paul Bearers.
That would be an honor.
Well, and the reason I raised that question is because of people like Finn Balor exactly being there. Maybe he comes involved somehow. Maybe you have some other guys that we've heard of coming from New Japan coming and getting involved. You've got AJ on the main roster. They have a history. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of stuff there. So I'm very intrigued. But I think Nakamura has to win in his debut.
I agree. I can't wait to see it, though. His entrance, I anticipated being just phenomenal somehow. With whatever his entrance is going to be for TakeOver, it's going to be really good. Maybe not at the Finn Balor.
He has a flair for the dramatic, so I'm sure they're making up something right good.
That's what I'm saying, and I think Finn Balor, I don't know if he's going to top his NXT TakeOver London entrance, because that was just done to perfection. I mean, what's he going to do, come down in a cowboy hat? I don't think so. Although I wouldn't mind.
Eating demon ribs.
Oh, no, not the demon ribs. I'm saying Nakamura as well.
So spicy, but so delicious.
Yeah, so spicy. They give you the heartburn for sure. All right, guys, our BFF, Austin Aries, taking on Baron Corbin. A year ago at this time, I didn't think we'd ever be talking about this, and it's so cool that we are.
This one's tough because it feels weird to have every single person debuting to win their match because it just seems so formulaic.
Doesn't it? I know.
So I'm going to say Baron Corbin cheats and wins.
I kind of think so, too. Because Aries is already so over. Like, I was surprised when Corbin beat Apollo Crews. When that happened, I was like, oh, okay, they're really getting on this Baron Corbin train.
They love Baron Corbin, Johnny. You're going to have to get used to it.
No, look, it's
really hard to get used to, okay?
He's made improvements. I will give him that, but I'm still going to be going crazy for Aries. But I think you're right. I think...
You're crying right now. You're so excited.
Oh, I'm just super tired and my eyes are like watery.
Where's your amino acids?
Right.
Huh? Where's your amino acids?
I don't have any on me.
Where's your sweet potatoes?
I don't have any on me.
Oh my God, no wonder you're falling apart.
I'm famished. I only slept 4 hours last night and I got up and I've been running all day.
Oh, don't worry, buddy. All this week you're going to get a lot of sleep.
Oh, a lot of sleep.
With the neighbors coming by. What are you doing, recording shows?
Wait, what kind of show is this? Are we on the telewebs?
I brought demon ribs.
Oh, no, you got demon ribs. Oh, those are good. They're spicy.
I knew I shouldn't have worn vertical stripes today. Damn it.
So, what do you guys think? I think you're... damn it.
I think Baron Corbin's taking this one, unfortunately.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm saying Aries.
I'm saying Aries, too.
Yeah, we're split down the middle. Either way, it's going to be... Just the contrast of size and style, it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. But for the record, I really hope Aries wins that one.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand that Baron Corbin guy. Can't stand him.
That means it's on, y'all.
Yeah. It's on, baby. And the main event, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship.
Joe.
For the love of God, Samoa Joe.
Yeah, Dale. I know Finn Balor. That's your boy.
You want to talk about a guy hanging on to a title for a while? Balor has had this thing just tied up for a while now. So I don't know. I think Joe will definitely take it. But, I also think there's that whole Bullet Club situation that, they had a picture of Anderson in the NXT Performance Center. I forget whose Instagram it was on right now, but yes, they're primed and ready to pop up. Now, is it going to be TakeOver? Is it going to be Raw? Is it going to be in a couple of weeks? I don't know, but I think those two are going to be integral to him retaining or him seeking vengeance or just moving on entirely.
Oh, don't worry, those guys will tweet it out and spoil it right before it happens.
I really wish they would just stop.
Well, there's nothing to hide. I mean, it's already been out there so much. I think they feel like.
Are you there?
His neighbor hit him with a cattle prod.
Yeah, that's what happened. Dale's neighbor came over and was like, I'll teach you for putting me on the telewebs.
I'm part of the Bullet Twitter Club. Stop it.
Yeah, I'm going to hit you.
Zip, zap, zip.
Zip, zap, zip. Dale, you there?
Yeah, what happened?
Your phone made a really weird noise like you got hit by your neighbor.
Well, that could be happening if we keep talking about him. So.
Hi, can I borrow some salt? Wow! Bam!
I'll bring it back.
Zip, zap, zip.
Zip, zap, zip.
I'm keeping the salt. BT dubs. So so is everyone saying Joe? Because Finn Balor, has he had this title for a year? I don't even know. Has it been a full year?
Joe's going to choke him out so bad that he's going to get the demon on his belly.
Oh,
like,
God.
he's going to get all the body paint on Joe, and then he will become the Samoan demon.
What about the demon ribs?
That fuels him.
Oh, okay. He's gonna get the demon ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Because it's spicy.
Oh yeah, there's a spicy rub on those demon ribs. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. El Diablo, man.
Ooh, that's right. Who are you saying, Dale?
Man, I just don't know. I mean, I feel like it's Joe's to take at this point because Balor's had it so long. But like I said, the Bullet Club, I think we're getting some kind of surprise. All these seem a little too down the line, a little too predictable. It's either here where we get surprised and the Bullet Club comes out, or they take it and the three of them head to Raw. I really can't decide. I guess I'll go with Joe, but that's not what my heart wants.
Mm-hmm.
See, of all the people in NXT right now that I would like to see do double duty, Joe's the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Because I
for
would
sure.
love for Joe to be the NXT champion. But God, I want to see him against some of these other people on the main roster. Like, how amazing would a feud eventually with Joe and Bray Wyatt be?
The entire roster, like Joe, Cena, Joe, AJ, Joe.
And the best part about Joe is he doesn't even have to be in the ring. He's so good on the mic with whatever character he's playing that he can keep something going without even fighting every week.
I'd love to see Joe Brock.
Oh my God, yeah. There's so many guys where there's nothing that is needed extra for him. You look at him and it's like a Owens, it's like a Brock where you just go, that guy's legit. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not going to mess with him. I'm not going to jump the rail and pick on Joe.
Hell no.
He's a legit guy.
Yep.
I'm just curious what the convincing series goes like with bringing these guys up. So let's say Triple H is making all the decisions to sign NXT people, and Vince keeps them uninvolved until he sees them maybe in NXT. They've known about Samoa Joe for years and never signed him. Now NXT came along and there's the opportunity to have him come and show the power of Joe with his t-shirt sales and the way that he performs and get him on the radar. But is Vince convinced? Like, is that how it has to go, or is there a different thing that happens here that allows people to kind of get more of a stepping stone? I'd be very curious because Joe should be somebody that would already be on the main roster, but just never made that transition.
Clearly, Vince likes his Samoans pretty at this point.
Well, I have a feeling that a lot of the NXT roster is going to be purged pretty soon and put onto the main roster because you keep hearing about this brand split again. And you keep hearing that, and so you have to imagine if that happens again.
Yeah,
they're gonna want to, they're gonna have to do some shifting and rearranging of stuff.
I think it makes perfect sense. While we are on that topic, if they do another brand split and have another big draft where every single person in the universe, WWE universe, can be involved, that's a perfect way to place people in different shows. If you want to pick someone from NXT, bam, put them on SmackDown. Or vice versa. Or NXT can draft someone from the main roster who maybe needs a retooling.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar.
Well, there you go.
It's getting stale, buddy.
Yeah.
Just beating everybody up.
Sure.
And then Heyman goes to SmackDown, and oh no, they're split.
Well, that's.
Would you guys want another brand split like that? Do you feel like that's?
I feel like it's I feel like it's inevitably coming.
I would like it.
Not to jump too far ahead, but I feel like it's going to end up being with Shane McMahon running SmackDown.
I enjoyed the competition aspect of it back when Heyman was in control and they were actually making real trades and stuff. I think that would be a really fun thing to do. It would make both shows kind of relevant because you have to watch SmackDown to see certain people and vice versa. And you can develop your own storylines. And then
I just feel like it gets. I mean, I think the reason that they stopped doing it is that injuries and star power in general got a little thinly spread. So you just run into trouble when guys get hurt.
Oh, good thing they avoided that now.
Right.
Oh no.
Well, but you say that, but if this was the brand split right now, don't you think that'd be even more of a worse situation?
Well, that's why I think it's going to end up happening with the NXT people, because they have a plethora of talent there.
And when there's injuries, that's when you could actually make, quote, in-season trades. Whoever the people running the shows can do. That
and
kind
look,
of thing.
Injuries are providing opportunity right now, too. Let's keep that in mind. I mean, how excited, I guess to jump ahead a little bit, how excited are you guys to see Zack Ryder in that match?
He's had a hell of a week. He was the last one standing on SmackDown, and then he beat Jericho on Monday. When's the last time you saw them trying to build anything for Ryder?
I'm hoping he wins. I mean, I hope he wins. I know he won't, but I hope. Like, how amazing would that be?
It'd be great.
Yeah, there's so many injuries that Zack Ryder and Eva Marie have matches at WrestleMania. That's how many injuries.
No, Eva Marie was... I don't understand that move at all.
I mean, I guess they decided they wanted it to be a total Divas situation. That didn't leave many other people to pick. What I had heard was that Nikki was maybe going to pop up at Raw, but the doctors highly advised against her even being ringside.
Oh, hell no.
Because her getting accidentally bumped into or something could set her back so far in her recovery.
What I think
That's why she's not married. Cena would have done it.
There. Not going there, Scott. What I think will happen is the fact that all the divas hate Eva Marie. I think that's going to lead to a problem, and that will help Bad and Blonde, or that team name.
A problem in wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
What?
But yeah, it's fun that we disagree on this, but I would love to see a brand split. I'd love to see a big draft. It'd be a lot of fun. And
I always like the initial idea of a brand split, and it's fun for the first couple months maybe, and then it's like, ugh, this is boring now.
Well, one thing that helps eliminate the problems that they ran into in the past is, in the past they had the two shows on two different networks. Right. So whenever they had someone guest or show up on the other show, that network would say well, hey, that was a big ratings boost for us. Don't limit the stars that can come on the show. And then so it became oversaturated with everybody showing up on every show. Now it's all owned by USA.
There you go.
So that could help if they actually stuck with it. If they stuck with it, it's super cool. But once everybody starts showing up on every show, forget it. It's pointless.
And you gotta have
it was always NBC though. They was on a different network, but they were always under the mothership of NBC.
Yep.
So I don't know that's necessarily the point. But I do think that it'd be great to have more opportunities. I just don't have time to watch another freaking show. SmackDown, I get the highlights, and that's about all I got time for. I can't have another must-see program. I'm drowning in wrestling, y'all.
Hold on a minute, player.
Bring Teddy Long back. Put him in charge.
We'll have him fight The Undertaker. Have him fight The Undertaker.
Well, the good problem is you might not have to watch NXT if that happens, because they'll all be on the two Raw and SmackDowns.
Who knows? It's a lot of what ifs and what have yous right now, but we're just throwing it out there. Let's get to WrestleMania preview, as we all think that Samoa Joe is going to win the title in NXT. All right. So there's a bunch of kickoff show matches, starting off with what?
Time out.
Okay.
You missed something.
What'd I miss?
You didn't play the thing.
You gotta play the thing.
What's the thing?
Whenever you get the thing, you gotta play it,
man.
Oh!
Come on, Johnny.
I'm sorry. Well, now I gotta get it. Hang on a second.
You're missing so many amino acids in your body.
I know.
Dude, we gotta get him some potatoes after this.
Oh, the sweet potatoes.
I forgot to say it earlier. This episode is the...
Go home. That's your home. Are you too good for your home?
It's the Go Home Slamcast, y'all. I'm only 45 minutes late with that.
I mean,
clearly you're too good for your home.
Yeah.
It's when Adam Sandler was still funny.
Stop it.
Watch Pixels, Johnny. I dare you.
Is it bad?
It's dreadful.
Really?
It's dreadful.
Johnny,
it looks so cool.
Johnny, let me put it to you this way. I watch most things and can find them very entertaining with certain added features in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, brother.
Not even this movie could be saved.
Was it worse than The Watch?
Yes.
Yes.
It's worse than so many things.
Worse than Jack and Jill? Doubt
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Sure. I'm gonna say yes because I can't even
Jack
imagine.
and Jill is when he played his own sister.
Yeah, but Pacino's in it.
Well, I
Is
didn't
he?
see that one. But
I didn't know that.
What movie is this?
Pixels.
They're saying Pixels is really bad. I thought the preview looked really cool. It's when the video game,
Oh, Pixel.
the 80s video game characters come to life.
Yeah, editing a
You
minute and a
just
half.
liked it, Johnny, because it was video games that you recognized from the 80s.
Yeah, that's why. It's one of the
that's
reasons
the
I love
only reason you would have liked it, and that's not enough to like a movie. This movie was
Wreck-It Ralph's in my top
terrible.
5 for that reason.
Okay, Wreck-It Ralph is a good movie.
Yeah,
Great movie.
No, Pixels is bad, John.
So bad, really.
So bad.
Now I have to see this.
I dare you. I dare
Wow,
you.
no, I'm gonna take the challenge.
You know what's scary though, Scott? Johnny
Pixels.
will besides Pixels, Johnny will walk out of it and be like, I loved it.
Walk out of what? I ain't seen it in a theater.
Johnny's the type of
He'll
guy
leave
that
his
probably
home.
liked all the
Put it this
latest
way.
Transformers too.
If it is on Netflix this week, if it's on Netflix, I will watch it at some point in Dallas this
Hey,
week.
Johnny, did
No,
you like
you don't get it
Batman,
for free.
Superman?
What?
You don't get it for free. You have to throw money down, and so that way you're invested in this.
What? What if I have Netflix and it's on there?
I don't like
I
this.
don't even think Netflix would touch this one.
Wow. I didn't know it was that bad.
And
All right.
Netflix touches everything.
Okay, here we
Whoa.
go. Let's get into it.
That's
Kickoff
a
show.
soundbite.
Usos versus those damn Dudleys. It's a tough call. I'm going to say Dudleys. Dale.
Dudley's.
Guys.
On principle, I'm saying Usos.
Usos.
All right, we're split down the middle. Team Totes Divers taking on Team Bad and Blonde, which that team has Emma, Lana, Naomi, Tamina, and missing someone.
So it's 5-on-5?
Yep.
Hulu did not cover
Lana,
this.
Emma.
There's another blonde.
There's another blonde. Oh, Summer Rae.
Summer Rae.
Whoa.
There you go.
A couple of rookies on that one. That's not boding well for that team.
I'm going to say Team Bad and Blonde due to infighting amongst the Total Divas.
Wait, who's on Total Divas?
Brie,
Yes.
Natty,
Yes.
Eva Marie,
Yes.
Paige,
Yes.
and
Summer Rae.
Alicia Fox.
Oh, I'm going Team Total Divas.
Why? Just because I said Alicia Fox was on the match?
Yeah, she's great.
She is great, but I still think that...
And Natty?
yeah.
The other team has like 2 people that never wrestle.
I'm saying Bad and Blonde. I think they all hate Eva Marie so much, she's going to cause them to lose.
All right.
Team Total Divas.
Yeah,
were-
I agree with that. The way that they were treating her when she came out, they were all shooting her dirty looks and whatnot. I think she'd definitely be a point of contention.
Well, it's because they have to. I mean, the reaction Eva Marie gets is insanely full of heat.
Well, this whole matchup, I mean, this is like what WrestleMania used to be, just kind of a hodgepodging of female wrestlers in there at the same time. But this particular battle is like face doesn't matter and heel doesn't matter. It's just whoever was like around or something. It's very confusing.
A little bit.
I don't really get it.
A little bit. So, yeah.
Let the story be told in the ring, Dale.
Let it be told in the ring.
I'm just
I
glad.
say I smell train wreck, but go ahead.
I'm just glad some of them are getting to compete on WrestleMania that deserve it, like Natty.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, honestly, she deserves it. Some of them deserve it.
Yep.
Some of them don't.
Plus, it'll be fun to see Lana do something as well for the first time, in a match. And,
Yeah.
But how much do you think we're really going to
I think that's
see?
why they're
Not
doing
much.
it this way, is so that Lana can be there, but they can kind of bury everybody, and they love Eva Marie as well. As much as everybody hates her, that's probably why they love her. She's hot and has so much reaction.
Let's
But
be
they're
real,
kind of
Eva
burying them
Marie-
in people who can wrestle well.
She's probably not even going to get in the match.
Oh, no, she'll get in the match.
She's
Still
trying
doing
like
that.
crazy. I mean, it's give her a chance.
And I'm happy to see Emma at WrestleMania, which is really, she's definitely earned it. She's reinvented herself down in NXT, and good for her.
And if you hate her, boo her. It's 100,000 people. Boo Eva Marie. Go ahead. Go for it.
Boo.
Enjoy it.
Boo that woman. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal also happening on the pre-show. Do we dare pick a winner?
Mark Henry.
Curtis Axel.
I know you've been saying Mark Henry the whole time, Scotty. You're
That's
going
right.
Curtis Axel?
Going Texas' own. Mark
Dale,
Henry.
I'm going to look up all the competitors here. Dale, go ahead. You talk.
I really don't think it's going to be Curtis
Oh,
Axel.
God. I don't. Does it matter? I don't know.
Do we have any NXT
Mark-
people in this?
We don't know. There might be a surprise.
There's usually like a NXT guy.
Yeah.
or two.
You mean by usually the one time they did it?
Yeah, Hideo got it last year.
Yeah, I think Vince saw him and laughed and then said, throw him out quick.
Alex Riley was in there as well.
What, last night on Raw?
No. He was in the
year.
Battle Royal last year.
Oh, sure. I was like, I didn't see
God,
that.
you need those amino acids.
I didn't see it, right? Okay, we know we got Social Outcasts. We got The Big Show. We have Kane. We have Tyler Breeze. Mark Henry. Those are the ones I know for sure. There's got to be way more.
Yeah.
Oh, Sandow.
It feels like maybe Kane. They've been kind of.
He said
him
Kane.
and Big Show keep getting their the best of everybody, and I don't think they would have Big Show win 2 times in a row.
I like Scott's idea. Mark Henry wins in his home state.
Yeah. Texas' own Mark Henry. Give him that.
It doesn't matter. They don't do anything with it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a feel-good moment that the fans will pop for.
Goes great in the video package for his Hall of Fame.
I say it's going to be Bray Wyatt.
What? He's going to be doing something with The Rock.
Bray Wyatt's got a back injury right now, doesn't he?
He does? Oh, I don't know.
I think he's healed up.
I think Bray and Dwayne are going to have a nose-to-nose.
Huh.
Because
Okay.
the Wyatt family has nothing going on right now, so I think The Rock will finally destroy Braun Strowman in front of everyone.
Interesting. See, that's why I thought that. You're right. Maybe Braun Strowman.
Is the Wyatt family in this thing?
It has not been announced.
They're not putting.
Harper is the only one out with an injury. They think he'll be out till.
They are not putting Bray Wyatt in this worthless, meaningless battle royal.
Okay. You don't think any of the family?
I mean, maybe the other two, but not Bray.
Okay.
But then you have WrestleMania free. I mean, a Bray Wyatt free WrestleMania.
No,
I don't think so, man.
I think they're having a face-off with The Rock.
I think Bray Wyatt is going to be the reason that Brock Lesnar loses his match at WrestleMania.
So they're going to revisit that whole thing that almost never.
It never concluded at Roadblock.
It never started. Oh yeah, I mean Roadblock. Whatever.
Look, Bray
it's
Wyatt.
very confusing. It's very confusing. But I think they had to put it on back burner because Bray hurt himself from that.
Bray Wyatt will be involved in WrestleMania in some capacity.
Oh yeah, he's got to be.
Big way.
It's got to be a big way because he has
to
to be put back up on a damn pedestal. Finally, hopefully.
There, something's happening at WrestleMania with him.
I hope.
It's not gonna be this battle royal.
Well, guys,
point taken.
Shane McMahon is no longer, really a McMahon. He's been disowned. What if it's Shane Wyatt?
Whoa.
What if the Wyatt family takes in the new family member, Shane?
I really like that idea a lot.
Yeah.
They support him at.
Well, hell.
And this is how Taker ends up getting to retire in Texas.
Could be.
I'm going to say Braun Strowman wins the Battle Royal.
Whoa.
There we go.
You need amino acids. You're making rash decisions.
I'm making awful decisions. All right, Kalisto, Ryback, U.S. title. I say Ryback. Anyone? Go.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Ryback just takes a big chunk out of him, and that's it. They're doing big stuff with Ryback right now. Like, they're repackaging him. He's more interesting. There's just not a lot to this one, and I don't know. This is the one match of the show where it's like, well, I gotta go get nachos. This is when it's happening.
Did y'all see Mark Warzeka's new Twitter account?
No, what?
He started a Twitter account. What Vince McMahon Googles. And it's fabulous.
There you go.
I don't remember the exact handle for it, y'all, but you can find it if you look it up. And one of the ones he had today or the other day was, is Rey Mysterio Kalisto?
Great.
This thing is fun.
Because they're Mexican, or what's the deal?
I don't know. The mask.
They're tiny.
Dale, who's winning the match?
Kalisto. I would keep it on him.
See,
Kalisto.
If Kalisto wins, that really takes away what they're doing with Ryback.
Yeah, I go Ryback.
Oh no, boo-hoo.
I'm going Ryback.
Ryback.
So once again, split down the middle. I like it. I like it when
Don't
we're
worry,
split.
if he loses, he can go read The Secret again and lock on to something else.
How about this? The New Day versus the Lads, the League of Nations, originally was supposed to be a title match. Now it's just a 4-on-3 handicap match. I don't understand why.
The titles are now not on the line?
Unless it changes on SmackDown, as of last night, it is just a 4-on-3 handicap match.
Wow, and League of Nations now has individual shirts? They're going to win.
Excuse me, it is a 4-on-4 match. The New Day has Francesca.
Ah, good point.
True.
Yeah. Francesca 2.
Yeah, Francesca too. Geez, that changes my prediction on this one. I go League of Nations in with all this stuff going on.
I'm just a little surprised the title's not on the line. I don't know what the reasoning for that was. Maybe, I don't know, Freebird Rule style or something? I don't know.
I mean, if we go titles again, I'm going New Day, but if it's no titles, League of Nations.
Dale?
Boo. I'm just confused overall. I think Wade Barrett will get pinned, whoever wins. Wade Barrett will get pinned.
Even if League of Nations wins, Wade Barrett will get pinned.
They will win by having Sheamus pin their own teammate.
Oh.
They will win and lose simultaneously.
Oh, man.
Dog, you got doo-doo on your foot.
So, yeah, it officially says handicap match, 3-on-4. No title.
On the website?
Yeah.
I think we get a surprise twist of things here. I think it does become a 4-on-4, and Jackie teams with the New Day.
Oh my!
Whoa.
See, I was hoping Jackie would be involved in the 5-on-5 Divas match, but Jackie she could still probably go, right?
Well, if she eats a bowl of Bootios.
Yeah.
Because if she doesn't, she's going to get pinned by Barrett.
That would be
And
awesome.
they're walked to the ring by Coach.
And
I love it all. I
the
love it
Blue
all.
Angels will fly by. And
Take my money on this. Love it. If that happens, please. Otherwise, I would say League of Nations they'll progress this feud and New Day keeps the titles for a longer period of time.
All right.
So yeah,
Fair enough.
Okie dokies. The IC title ladder match: Zayn, Kevin Owens, Zack Ryder, Sin Cara, Ziggler, Miz, Stardust.
So we're picking who gets injured, right? We're not picking a winner?
God, think positive.
I hope not.
Think positive,
I
guys.
am. I was picking Sin Cara.
Stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. Who do we think's going to win this title?
I say that Kevin Owens retains.
So do I.
I would like to see Zack Ryder win, but I know that will not happen. The other thing I could see is Sin Cara winning, so that Kalisto and him could both have those kind of titles at the same time, since they are still kind of a tag team together.
Right.
Sure.
But ultimately, I think y'all are right, and Owens walks out with it.
Dale.
Interesting. I see Kevin Owens keeping it. I was rooting for Sami Zayn to win it, but then they had him just pin Owens on Raw clean. So I don't know. I got confused emotionally by that.
I think,
Stupid momentum.
I think Owens retains and it leads to an actual feud again between Zayn and KO. Maybe.
Well, they had mentioned a stat, I can't remember if it was on Raw or SmackDown, but saying that every time there's been a ladder match, the title has changed. Or Intercontinental match. Like, the stats are way not in favor of the Intercontinental Champion leaving the match. So I thought this would be the one time where they switch it up then.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, makes sense.
And
All right.
Owens would be the guy on Monday Night Raw with that crazy, crazy crowd and then shuts him up.
Yes, he would. Or Gibson.
The only thing I would like to see is Owens move to the main title picture. So if he does lose it, I'd like to see him just hop right into whoever is the winner.
What? He hasn't even won an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That guy's got no clout.
Yeah, you mean all the momentum that is. Whoa, Whiskey hates that idea. He really.
Whiskey's
The
pissed at that
neighbor is back, dude. The neighbor is back.
Wait, is your dog on this television show too? Is that why he's barking?
Your cat makes weird meows.
Yeah, that's a weird sounding cat. Is that a tabby? AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho.
Oh.
That was so funny.
Called AJ you stupid ass.
Stupid idiot, man.
Just running on. Talking about sass mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
A regular Dale Rutledge, that guy.
He's a regular old Dale Rutledge times 2 even.
This is very well could be match of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Just a straight up simple match between those two, and it's like what Chuck has been asking for weeks. Just like, I mean, that's going to be 20 minutes. It's going to be half an hour. Who knows? It's just going to be so great.
You're going to see so much vintage Jericho. I think you're going to see AJ Styles in a way that we haven't seen him in WWE yet.
Yep.
That, like, back in like the fairground days of TNA. You know, like that's the styles we're gonna get at WrestleMania.
Agreed. I hope
And
we do.
they're you're right. That's going to steal the show.
This is going to be that Macho Man Steamboat match. You know, this is going to be.
Wow, that's a pretty good comparison.
It's going to be one of those. It's going to be so influential on the next generation of kids watching.
You know, the only thing that concerns me about that is if Jericho is going to be able to go at that level for that long, that they're going to give him.
I think he can. I think he's smart enough that he wouldn't put himself in that position if he couldn't.
True.
Why do you doubt Jericho's ability?
I mean, just, you know, older, body's a little more beat up. I just, you know, and I think
they're like 6 months apart.
No, Jericho's in his 40s, I believe now. I could be wrong.
Ask your neighbor.
Yeah, does your
He's still sitting out my front door probably. So like,
does your neighbor know how old Chris Jericho is? Can you talk to him?
Never ask a wrestler how old
And
or how
and
much he
don't-
weighs.
And that really isn't a huge fear for mine because I truly think you're right. I think that is going to be match of the night. And one of the ones I am most disappointed to not be there for.
Yeah, it's going to be monumental.
Styles is 38 and Jericho is 45.
See, that's
Your neighbor said that?
Your neighbor knows a lot.
Yeah, my neighbor just confirmed it.
You sure?
Ronald Google is his neighbor.
Yeah, old Ronnie Googs. So who are we taking? I'm gonna say AJ.
AJ.
Jericho. Why not?
Okay. Okay. Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar in a no-holds-barred street fight. There is sure to be
Blood and urine and vomit.
Oh, come on, urine.
I'm on a roll, baby.
What do we think?
This is going to be just great for all kinds of other reasons. Like just, I mean, we're going to have a great technical, you know, wrestling classic matchup between AJ and Jericho. And then this one's just going to be Dean trying to survive and hitting Brock as hard as he can and Brock hitting him back as hard as he can.
Yes.
It's going to be super rad. This is Brock. Like, there's just no way.
It's got to be, right? Probably.
With Dean standing super strong. But Brock takes it.
Chucky.
I think this is people are expecting some mishaps with Shane and Undertaker as far as like run-ins and crazy things. I think that's more likely to happen in this match to Dean's benefit. I think that with the help of some other folks and his new shopping cart full of items that Dean Ambrose comes out on top.
I agree. I think that Dean Ambrose is taking this with the help of Terry Funk and the help of Mick Foley.
Jesus.
And New Jack and
Sabu.
and Time of Dreamer.
Sandman. Everyone. They all come down. I hope he brings the radio flyer down to the ring with him.
Colin Delaney.
Ooh.
He comes out there. He gets used as a weapon, actually.
A little red wagon.
Yeah.
Bring it down.
Zach Gowen's leg will come down.
Yeah, in the
Former
in the
hardcore
wagon.
champion Molly Holly.
There you go. They're all going to be in the red wagon.
That wasn't it at WrestleMania 17 that was when it was in Texas that crazy match happened?
The hardcore match?
Yeah, the one all over the place.
Well, the one with the golf cart was Raven and Big Show and Kane. That was
no, the one
that
where they
was
were
17.
going all around backstage and
That
hit
was-
with the door and the
That was 18. I was there for that
18.
one too.
Oh yes, that was in Toronto. Yeah.
Because then Christian hit Molly Holly with one of those split doors where he
Yeah.
just open up the top half,
Yeah.
knocks her out cold, and goes, oh, and then gets the pin. Boom, walks out hardcore champ.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That was great. I remember that. That's the one I was talking about.
Started with Goldust and Maven. Yikes.
Whoa. Wait, the whole...
The hardcore title match
This is when it
started
was
with,
defended 24/7. Remember?
I remember when
and then
Maven
it
was...
kept going. But yeah, that match, he lost everybody on a whiff of a drop kick to Goldust with a trash can.
That means it's on, y'all.
I'm going to say Brock Lesnar, which means we're split down the middle. Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, Divas title. Oh, boy. I'm going to say...
Sasha.
Okay, Dale, that's his choice.
Yeah. I'm going Sasha as well. This is going to be great too.
Becky Lynch.
Whoa. Okay. I don't know. I think Charlotte retains.
All right.
And maybe there's some kind of issue with her and Flair. I don't quite know. But I think something major might happen. I think something major is going to happen with that storyline on Raw. I just don't know how it's going to end WrestleMania-wise. But I think Charlotte still has a nice run as champ.
Okay. Fair.
I mean,
I love that. I love this. We're also different on our opinions and it's great. It's a way to be going into it.
I am happy for Charlotte that she gets to have this match at WrestleMania, because I don't know if y'all saw the thing she posted this week about her brother, but that was pretty emotional and pretty cool.
I could imagine so. Yeah. This is one that I really hope they get plenty of time, and they're going to tell an amazing story. And there's another match. You talk about AJ and Jericho. I think this could steal the show as well. I'm very excited for it. I hope they get ample time for that match. Triple H, Roman Reigns for that world title. I think this is another one that is just going to be all hell kind of breaking loose. And I'll give them credit. They have done everything possible to get this match over. Brooklyn wasn't having it. They weren't having it in the slightest. They were just relentless on Roman Reigns.
They were pretty funny.
Yeah, it was very unfair. But at the same time, they're letting their voice be known. If you want to put the title on Reigns, better be prepared for a shower of booze. So that's what they were saying.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be Reigns takes it. I think it's going to be a pretty good match. Everything else, though, to it seems like the populace of fans is more exciting and more intriguing. But I think Reigns takes it. I hope Triple H retains. But I think Triple H back to the ring again, he's going to put on a hell of a show.
Well, don't forget, we could very well have a situation where Shane McMahon has control of Raw and Triple H is the champion.
See, I was going to say, I would like to answer this question with both of the matches at the same time. Because I think they influence each other in a way here.
Go for it.
The conventional answer would be to say, well, Roman Reigns is going to win this one and Undertaker will win Hell in a Cell. But there's so many other factors and storyline stuff going on with it where it's like, what if you have something like where Taker does get to retire in Texas and this is his last WrestleMania, and that's why it's like, all right, way to go out, boom, you get pinned. But like you said earlier, Scott, you have the Wyatts come in and help, and you have this whole other story. Shane McMahon's in charge of Raw. Everyone's like, that's what controls the company, but they're always like, the champion has the power. Triple H keeps the title. There's so many different ways that could play out that I really don't think you can look at either match individually, and you have to kind of look at them as a whole.
To me, the more intriguing storyline is Shane having control of Raw and Triple H staying champion, which they both go against conventional wisdom as far as who people think is going to win. Dale?
Yeah, I like that idea. I'd like to see both of them.
So,
I mean, it's the perfect time for Undertaker to just hang up, not even retire, and that's the other thing about this that they've made very clear. It's not like he's retiring, it's that he can't wrestle at WrestleMania again. Why would he wrestle if it wasn't WrestleMania?
Do you think it's going to be one of those situations like HBK and Flair, to where Flair asked for it at the end and HBK super kicked him?
So Shane McMahon says, "I'm sorry, I love you," jab. And
I think where Undertaker realizes that he's going to do what's best for the company and lets Shane destroy him at the end. I don't think that would happen.
I mean, there's always this other scenario you could do too, where it's like, all right, Undertaker loses this match, which, I don't think you ever want to see Undertaker lose at WrestleMania, even if it's already happened once. But what if it's like, all right, well, Shane's in charge now. Oh, that was a stupid stipulation my dad made. That's not true. You can wrestle again at WrestleMania. A mutual respect thing, kind of, like.
That's very true. That could totally happen.
And it's a little unclear. Is Shane going to be just heading up Raw, or does he get total control over everything? So I mean, storyline-wise, they could write it however they want. So I don't think the Undertaker stipulation is as important.
He said he wanted Raw, but who knows?
If he loses, he gets main event.
There it is. That'll make you happy, wouldn't it?
I'm not on that show anymore, Johnny.
Oh, I didn't think so, but I'm just saying. This will make you happy. It is your former thing.
Sure. That's the former show I had to watch.
Good recovery, John. Good recovery.
I love that it's not clear.
Yeah, me too.
Like, as you're saying with the title picture, like, yeah, you can look at it one way, but to take both these in effect, like, it's just not obvious and clear. There's so many possibilities. There's so many theories. One person will be right because they pinpointed all the stuff. It's like a lottery number.
Yeah.
Where there's just so many different things that can happen. So many crazy scenarios. So many people can show up.
Well, if we're going to keep it simple, I'm going to say Triple H and Shane O'Mac. Chuck.
Oh, man, I am going to say Roman Reigns and Undertaker.
The Undertaker.
I'm going Roman Reigns, and damn it, Pete Gas, you screwed things up at the very end when the posse came out. But the Undertaker.
Oh my, the posse's coming out. Did not expect that to happen.
Darn right.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's do this.
You think?
Dale.
That would be amazing.
What would they do? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I choose the Shane and Triple H.
Okay. Once again, we're split. We love it.
HBK, is he going to be involved in WrestleMania at all?
That's the question.
In Texas?
That's the question.
He's there. He's definitely there.
I thought they were going to announce him as the special guest referee for that last night.
I mean, what about,
really did.
He could have vetoed it. What about Stone Cold? I mean, he's from Texas.
True.
Crying out loud.
But I figured it would have been Triple H saying, "Hey, I'm showing you my ego, my obsession. I'm stacking the deck."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Didn't happen. Like that when they came out for that, they're like, the Authority has something to say on the match thing, and they're like coming out for a second time. I was like, all right, this is where it's gonna happen.
I know. There's a lot of question marks, but with that said, Dale, we got to get to our interview. So I know you got to do an interview with Eric, so why don't you lead us in?
Yeah, Lucha Underground, Eric Van Wagoner. He's the executive producer on the show, and I got to spend about half an hour chatting with him.
He's friends with your neighbor, right?
He's friends with your neighbor for sure.
Say what?
He's friends with your neighbor that came over during the show, right?
Oh, who isn't at this point?
Yeah.
Ronald Google.
Old Ron Google.
Are you and your neighbor going to catch a Nationals game this year together, Dale?
Should.
My other favorite passion, baseball.
Yeah. All right, so
yeah, but let's get to it. I mean, you'll hear.
Yep, Aztec Warfare was amazing this past week. We have a new champion. That's the Monster Matanza, which is the brother of Dario Cueto. And we could talk all day about it. We just don't have the time, but there were amazing spots. Cage got hit with a cinder block on his head. Taya had some great moments. Just what a phenomenal event the entire episode was, and it leads perfectly into our interview with Eric Van Wagoner. So, enjoy!
Guys, it's a real pleasure to have back on the show Eric Van Wagoner. He is the executive producer for Lucha Underground, now going into Season 3. How's it going, Eric?
Oh, it's pretty good, Dale. This is, I think, it's my hat trick. Third time.
I know.
Compadres. Yeah, happy to be here.
Third time, third season. We only do things on theme, so.
That's right. Third season, but as far as your audience knows, we're still smack dab in the middle of season 2.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of questions about that whole process, actually. But first of all, let's start with Austin Warfare. Congrats on that. It seemed like a good time. I didn't get to go down to South by this year, but could you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really went off better than any of us had actually hoped. You never quite know how Lucha Libre is going to go over with the South by Southwest crowd. It's sort of a music and film festival, and lesser so, I think, pop culture. And so, we kind of went in with realistic expectations. And, just the sort of desire to put on a really fun show that the audience will enjoy, and that you don't necessarily have to even be a wrestling fan or a Lucha Underground fan to have a great time. And so, we brought 15 or 20 of our cast down and put on 4 matches, and told the guys to just go crazy. And when you do that with this group of athletes, you have to sort of be prepared for complete insanity, and that's really what we got. And it was really a well put together story and a script, and DJ did a fantastic job with booking the talent so that they really showed off what they could do. And we had probably over 1,000 people.
Oh wow!
Who were lining up. Yeah, they were lining up outside the Austin Music Hall by about noon that day, and we put on the show from about 8 to 10 that night. And everybody had a great time, except for one guy who didn't move when Mil Muertes told him to move. Yeah, people don't. It wasn't our usual crowd, so there were certain things that people thought was sort of wrestling shtick.
Uh-huh.
But was not, and one of those was Mil Muertes grabbing Phoenix and taking him over to a section of chairs, and in his Mil Muertes kind of way, he barked, move, and everybody but one guy moved, and so he got Phoenix's ass in his face, and it knocked him about 3 rows back. So
everybody knows Mil Muertes doesn't make jokes.
He doesn't mess around.
Not known for his stand-up.
So, no. And so, but that was one of the highlights of many. Aerostar jumping off the balcony.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There was just all kinds of crazy stuff that just went on, and it was really fun for a lot of us because we're so used to worrying about the TV show. To not have a TV show going, we could just kind of. Once the crowd was in and the show started, I got to buy a beer and sit in the audience with everybody and enjoy it along with everybody in Austin. So it was a really, really fun experience for everybody involved.
That's awesome. Yeah, you were tweeting a suspicious amount. I figured you might be able to watch the show, so that's great.
Yeah. I'm not much of a tweeter, unfortunately. And I sort of became a fanboy. It was just fun to sort of sit and watch it all go down.
That's great.
From inside the house, and it was really fun. It was anyone who was there left thinking it was one of the cooler experiences that they had at South by Southwest, which is what we always like to hear.
Yeah, I mean, how could it not be? Now, is that something that fans of the show will get to see one day? You think that on some footage somewhere, or is it just going to be kind of like your first house show kind of vibe?
It was really, we sort of looked, it was actually El Rey put it on. So, it was their show really. And I know that they had some cameras, there that were covering it. And I know that they have some, digital and social stuff that they are working with that material now to release. But yeah, there's never any intention for us to air any of that within the body of Lucha Underground, the episodic version of it anyway. So, I hope that El Rey, uses that material in a fun way, and they're such a great network, and they do such a good job with their social that I can't imagine that they wouldn't really make the most of it and let the larger Lucha Underground audience experience it.
Awesome. Well, so Austin Warfare is in the books now. Is there more travel planned for you and the crew?
Not right now. We're just is about to shoot our second weekend of season 3. Mm-hmm. My guess is that season 3 will shoot through the summer, or right up until probably late June, and then after that we'll have some free time. And we're looking at some limited dates in the fall, stuff that can help keep our talent making some money, and stuff that kind of keeps us kind of out there and promoting the product on a limited basis. I don't think we're anywhere near ready to do a full tour, but I think a lot of people see that this would be a good little revenue stream for us, and a way that we can help promote the show and engage the fans in a more personal way than just a television show. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of season 3, then the turnaround from finishing season 2 and starting season 3 it was pretty quick window. Was there any specific reasons for that? Is it just a cost issue, or?
We've obviously we're very conscious of our costs, regardless of what other wrestling outlets will report. We do stick to a very tight production budget. And, my philosophy when it comes to that is to put as much money as you can on the actual screen.
Right.
And so things like move-outs and rebuilds and things like that cost a great amount of money, if we can avoid doing that, then that frees up more money for the on-camera product. And so it was really just, us going to El Rey and saying, hey, look, we don't have to move out of the temple and then rebuild it 3 months later. We can save this much money, in which case we can probably give you a few additional episodes over the order. So it was definitely, it was in their best interest to give us as much operating budget as we could get.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that sort of pays for the vignettes, it pays for the talent, it pays for the things that you see on the screen, and not have to spend it on you know, some of the stuff that doesn't really improve the product. So it sort of worked for everybody. Plus, you know, the way it would have probably gone down is we would have had to shoot season 3 in September. And I don't know if you were ever there during the September tapings we did back in 2014, but it got really hot in there, and it was, you know, it's a big metal box.
Right.
It's pretty hard to cool down. So,
Yeah.
you know, we were spending a ton of money on air conditioning, and so, you know, that's another thing that, you know, air conditioning doesn't improve the on-screen product. So if we don't have to pay for air conditioning, let's shoot it in the cooler months, and then you know, put it in the bank and cut it together and have it ready to go. You know, it's a little riskier to do it that way, but it's something that, you know, we now going into our 3rd season of it, we feel pretty good. I mean, you know, we've shot. We'll hit 100 episodes coming up here pretty quick.
Oh,
so
my
we're
gosh.
getting much better at it.
Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So season 3 we will turn 100 episodes, and that should be pretty exciting when we get to that benchmark.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of TV, that's pretty fast. So that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a lot faster than any of us could, you know, realistically expect to get there. But you know, the response has been good, and you know, as far as El Rey is concerned, you know, we are performing. I think we're their top show. I mean, I don't have all the statistics, but I know we are, you know, one of the shows that draws the biggest audience for them.
Great.
And you know, it's a great way for them to broadcast and show off all the other great programming that's on El Rey Network every week. And you know, so we just need to slowly build that audience bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like you guys are doing a great job. They're obviously very happy if you got a season 3 already greenlit. I mean, what was it, like the day of season 2 ending or the next day? So it seems like you guys
it
are
was
in good
like
shape.
the premiere of season 2, you know, and you know, we've been asking for it to try, you know, because obviously the reasons we're talking about it, you know, there's economies of scale when you can shoot in bulk. But you know, truthfully, Robert Rodriguez is a big fan of the show, and you know, he was watching Aztec Warfare. He was there in person. So,
Oh, that's so rad.
You know, so he was there that weekend, and you know, he's a fan, and Mark Burnett's a fan, and actually, Mark Burnett was in the audience of Aztec Warfare, and he was there with the president of MGM, Gary Barber. He was in the audience for Aztec Warfare. So, you know, for the smallest show in the entire MGM lineup, you know, we do get good attention, and we do have kind of some hardcore fans, and it's making some buzz. And, you know, the release on iTunes and the pickup of season 3, there's just, you know, a lot of really good things that are happening for the company. And you know, now we just have to not screw it up.
You've been doing a great job of not screwing it up so far, so I have faith.
There's always that fear.
Speaking of Rodriguez, what is? I mean, I know he's listed as is it an executive producer on the show as well?
Yes.
What kind of input is he have? You know, moving into season 2 and 3, is he just kind of, you know, like, I love what you guys are doing, how about a little this and this, or how hands on or hands off is he?
Well, you know, he signs off on all the, you know, his particular interest is the vignettes. You know, he works closely with Skip Chasen, who, you know, is our director of the vignettes, and he always has to sign off on everything. And, you know, he checks in a lot with, like, the character and some of the character development. I mean, minor details as to, you know, when we color correct the vignettes, you know, he might think, okay, this needs to feel a little greener, or it needs to feel a little redder, or it needs to be darker, we need to crush the black. I mean, there's a lot of artistry that goes into creating those backstage scenes, and you know, there's a certain aesthetic that you know, we call it the Rodriguez aesthetic, that he has to sign off on it. You know, and it's part telenovela, it's part grindhouse, and it's part comic book.
Yeah.
And you know, he's also was very involved in the making of the comics as well. You know, we as a production really didn't have anything to do with the comic book stuff, other than Krista Joseph and you know, supplying some of the backstory stuff. But that came out of his that came out of the Rodriguez world, with the, you know, Ivan Plaza and some of those guys that built the comic books. So, he's not, he'd be the first to say I'm not a wrestling booker or even a wrestling writer, but he checks in mostly when it comes to all the great vignettes that Skip, Jason directs for us.
I mean, those have been so amazing. They were great in the first season, but they just keep getting better and better as time goes on. So, I mean, it's...
Yeah, we just kind of ratchet it up, and a lot of times, sometimes things don't make sense, linearly if you look at them, but they're so cool we just have to play it. We just have to why is Vampiro's car covered under a sheet and out in the middle of the desert? It makes no real sense.
Because it's
so
cool.
Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we always go for the cool factor over the clarity sometimes, and that's what makes it kind of fun and special, and the fans get it, and they enjoy that part of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're all there for the cool factor, really. So, and now you mentioned the iTunes deal. For me, it was great. I've been out in DC the past few months working a job, and it's my El Rey comes in, but only in Spanish. So I was enjoying it, but also having a hard time with the vignettes. So now on iTunes, I have a much easier time. Was that something that you guys have been working on? Because I know we talked about last time, we were talking about the, I forget what the hashtag was, but basically, Lucha on Netflix.
The Netflix needs Lucha.
Netflix needs Lucha, correct, yeah. So how did iTunes come into the play?
Well, it's tricky when you have, we have sort of an LLC that owns Lucha Underground, and then the TV show is owned by MGM. It was previously, Mark Burnett Productions, or UAMG, and then UAMG was bought out by MGM. So we're actually a small part of a giant company, and there's the different interests that are, there's a lot of people who have, a financial stake in the Lucha Underground LLC. And so a lot of times it's kind of hard to navigate this big corporate structure and make the deals. It's not just as simple as somebody calls up and say, I want Lucha Underground. There's a lot of things on big corporate level that have to get approved, and there's relationships that have to be protected, and
right.
That's all just a bunch of bullshit, for things move way slower than they should.
Right.
But the iTunes thing has been something that was in the works for a long time, and we were obviously really excited to see, it popped up, and I think season 1 went as high as number 9 in the overall all series sales or something like that.
Cool.
And then we were number 1 in the sports category for a very long time as well. So, it's all really encouraging, and people. For us, it's less about making the money, and it's more about exposing the product. Right now it's about the eyeballs and not about the dollars. So, we're trying to do things that let people watch it legally, and let people get access it sort of safely and in a way that we can track and count, and that that has a trickle down effect to everything from talent and advertisers and everything else. So. It's a unique challenge. It's hard to say, okay, I'm taking a telenovela with a bunch of lucha libre in it. Half the cast doesn't speak English, and we're trying to market it in a way that makes money. I mean, that's a tall order, but I sort of think we've made some smart decisions along the way, and we haven't been too hasty with spending a ton of money. So we're trying to play it as smart as we can.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I know they were doing, which I thought was great, they had the first episode of season 2 was free on iTunes for a while. It might still be. I'm not 100%, but...
I think, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, so it's a great way to get people to be able to see it.
Exactly. If you watch that and you're not interested, then it's probably not for you, which is fine. There are people who aren't going to like it. It's too... It's too campy, or it's too comic booky, or it's too supernatural. Whatever, that's totally fine. It's not for everybody.
Well,
a lot of the sort of the old school wrestling fans, they can say what they want, and if it's not for them, it's not their cup of tea. That's fine. No harm, no foul.
Right. Well, I haven't met any of those people in person myself, but I hear they exist in the world. I just don't understand them.
I think they play a lot of tennis. I don't know. Maybe that's what I hear.
Yeah, something like that. But that was so long ago. Who can actually remember? Who have been some of your favorite newcomers in season 2? Maybe you've had fun, watching, or have fun writing for.
Rey Mysterio is obviously.
I guess so.
Top to bottom, everybody was excited the day he showed up. I mean, he'd kind of snuck in and watched some shows taping during season 1, and to be able to have him show up and get the kind of pop that he got when he came in for Aztec Warfare, because the crowd had no idea that he was going to show up.
Right.
And I've been there for every taping, and there's about 3 or 4 moments that are really just sort of like you feel the walls shaking from the crowd, and that was right up there, probably about the top. It was a really, really awesome moment that happened when he hit the top of the stairs, and everybody was excited. I mean, there was like grown men crying in the audience. It was really something. I'm not making that up. I saw it.
I don't doubt it. I mean, the emotion runs high in the temple anyway. So to have somebody, arguably, it doesn't get much bigger than Rey Mysterio, I would say. So I mean, to have somebody surprise you like that, I'd probably get choked up.
Yeah, it was a complete surprise to a lot of people. So it was really special. And I'll tell you, his young protege, Dragon Azteca, hang around, watch that guy's matches the rest of the season. He does stuff that will blow you away. I mean, there's moves that none of us had ever seen before. Get ready, that guy is fantastic.
Nice.
You'll see. People will start talking a lot about him in the next few weeks.
Now, how do you guys deal with that when it comes to? I mean, you're now, as we're saying, about halfway through season 2, but recording season 3. I mean, I know you guys have things that people sign to try and get stuff not out there, but I mean, is it a big problem for you guys as far as spoilers go? Or I mean, I don't look on rumor boards or whatever.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, anyone who wants to find spoilers can find spoilers. We're usually pretty protected from people stumbling accidentally, although Wikipedia seems to ruin more people, the show for more people than any other source.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're doing in season 3, and it's actually probably going to help prevent a lot of spoilers, and it's something we have to do just because of scheduling conflicts. But we have to shoot a lot of shows out of order, and we have to shoot a lot of matches out of order for season 3. So, not everything is linear. When you come to the temple and you watch stuff go down, you might see in one day pieces of 4 different episodes. So, to try and figure that out, I mean, I have all the scripts, and I have access to the storylines, and it's still hard for me to figure out sometimes what's going on. So I can't imagine what it's like if you're sitting in the crowd to sort of say, like, wait, why is this match happening when we just saw this other match? So
right.
If you're there for the live experience, being there and seeing the matches themselves is enough reward. But there's this sort of secondary layer of storytelling with the vignettes and everything else that you have an entirely different experience when you then watch it on TV. So nobody has access to the vignettes except for our producers and editors. And so, even if I tell you, oh, okay, this match happened, you don't have any access to any of the setups or any of the twists and turns in the story plot that make Lucha Underground. So, yes, there are some things that get spoiled, but I don't feel like the episodes ever get ruined by spoilers.
I mean, I've been there myself and watched the same episode now, now that season 2 is airing, and I'm like, wow, this is kind of to your point. Like, I had no idea this is why we were watching that, or that explains why they were so mad, or whatever. So
and a lot of times the cast doesn't even know. We kind of have to tell them, okay, well, the reason why you're having this match is because, and they're, oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, that's why you want the match to go like this. So they don't even know because we don't shoot the vignettes until later.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's definitely it's a unique experience to see it live, but it's a completely different experience to view it from the comfort of your living room. And I suggest both.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if anybody is out there to see it, I mean, they should be queuing up right now, really, because it is definitely worth seeing.
Yep, for sure.
For your other projects, and I know just to touch upon on you a little bit, not just Lucha, are you back with The Apprentice for this season?
Yes, in fact, as luck would have it, we shot the new Celebrity Apprentice with our new host Arnold Schwarzenegger. We shot that through February, which fit perfectly in my break between Lucha Season 2 and Lucha Season 3.
Oh,
so
nice.
I literally, we shot Aztec Warfare 2. The next morning we started shooting with Arnold, and then we shot that entire season, and then the following Saturday we started shooting Lucha Underground Season 3. So I've had a very, very stressful and busy 2016, but that's going to be a really fun one. Arnold Schwarzenegger's fantastic. I can probably give you a little scoop on something. There is somebody from Lucha Underground who is part of our cast on the Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Well, but not as a contestant.
Okay.
But we'll call it the office staff.
All right, I have a couple guesses, but that sounds great. That's enough of a tease for me. Now, did you guys seek out Schwarzenegger, or was that how did his name come into the mix?
I mean, I think somebody sort of, when the whole thing blew up with Donald, it's a very short list of people who can, come in and be that big of a personality. And
right.
I think, his name was kicked around a little bit, but nobody actually thought we could get him. And then, there's a lot of high-powered people at NBC and Mark Burnett and MGM, and they got some meetings. And, Arnold is a very interesting success story, American success story. He was a millionaire before he was ever in Conan the Barbarian. And, he's a very smart businessman, and being around a personality like that and somebody that dynamic and somebody with that kind of history was, it was really an honor. It was pretty amazing to see someone who has accomplished so much in his life and not been given anything along the way. So that was really cool. And, coming from multiple seasons with Donald Trump, it was very refreshing to have new energy and have somebody like Arnold Schwarzenegger to deal with every day. It was a really cool experience, and I'm really hoping that the show does well once we edit it and get it on the air, hopefully in the fall of this year.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that was a daunting task to try and get somebody else in there, but I mean, if anybody, I think Schwarzenegger is the guy to take it over. So that's
yeah,
there
really was. It was, and I was sort of thinking okay, well, the show's probably coming to an end, and it's great because I have this amazing, Lucha Libre show that I'm doing that I really love, and it's so fun. And then when Mark told me that they had signed Arnold, I kind of had this sort of like, oh God, do you think I could do both? And then pretty much ruined my last 3 or 4 months. I think I've had one day. I think I've had one Saturday off since 2015. So
oh wow,
yeah, it's been kind of crazy. But it's been both. It's really fun, and I'm happy to have the work. And I've been freelance in TV for 20 years, and you never turn down work when it's offered. So
right, exactly.
I feel lucky to have the job.
Yeah, well, congrats on that. It's good to see that you'll be back a part of that. And what about? I know you're involved with Legends House. I don't know if there's a plan for them to do any more with that, but would that be something that is of interest to you if you were able to?
Well, I tell you what, and this is interesting because I don't think the WWE is probably going to try and hire me for anything anytime soon. I loved the Legends House experience. We shot that in the spring of 2012. They put it on the network in 2014. I loved those guys. I loved Roddy Piper and Duggan and Gene Okerlund and Pat Patterson. They were the greatest guys to work with. I wasn't happy with the re-edits that they did on the show. I mean, we delivered them 10 episodes, and then they handled the finale. And then in the course of when we delivered it, the 2 years, they did a lot of re-editing, and they added a lot of stuff in it. And when I watched the final product, and I watched what I delivered, what I thought was a really, really strong, 45 minutes, I was kind of a little disappointed in some of the choices that they made. Mm-hmm. But look, they're a big company. They've got the way of doing things. They have a certain way that they want their legends to be portrayed, and they have a certain sensibility that they understand it from their fan base that I don't necessarily. But I'm happy not to have episodes of Lucha Underground go through the WWE machine. I'm much happier with the approval process that exists between MGM and the LA Network, and it feels a lot more creative. But I had a great time with that show. I would have loved to have done multiple seasons of it. There's a lot of wrestling legends that are, innately interesting, and even when they're out of the ring, those guys know how to perform, and I loved all those guys, and I loved that experience. But I'm on to Lucha Underground now, and I don't really see myself going back to do anything for the WWE anytime soon.
Well, that sounds good to me. I like it where you're at, so I would
yeah,
prefer
this is
you
way
stay
more
there.
Fun.
Well, congrats on all your success. I mean, everything has been such a treat to be on this ride with you guys, and thanks for being so kind to us and our show and our followers. And it's I just can't wish more for you guys. And we actually gave out some of your comic books the last couple of episodes to a bunch of our fans,
cool.
and they tweeted them out, and we're very excited. So we just love Lucha Underground, and anytime you want to come back on, you just let us know.
Well, thank you, Dale, and I will say the same to you. I'm a big fan of the podcast, and you guys haven't been out to the temple in a while, and we're feeling a little neglected. So I'm hoping you guys will come out and see us soon.
Man, if you could move DC a little bit closer to LA, I'd be there whenever you guys are filming. But I'm trying to get out there for season 3 for sure. I can't have a season that I miss, so it's got to go down.
I know,
soon.
right? Well, I'll tell you when we're shooting Aztec Warfare 3, and I'll give you the inside scoop on that. You can come out for that one.
All right, please do. That would
crazy.
be perfect. Awesome.
Okay.
All right, well,
We'll
thanks so
do
much,
that.
and we'll talk with you soon, and I, again, appreciate your time.
Thanks, Dale.
All right, thanks, Eric. Bye.
And a wonderful job, Dalio. Eric Van Wagonen's a cool dude, man. He's fun to talk to.
Yeah, he really gets it. I mean, and I love, his past. He talked about with Tough Enough and just being a part of the wrestling industry, but in a way that's pretty unique. I don't know many other guys in his position that have worked on so many cool projects. So good for him. He's an awesome dude.
Yep, and he's always been great with us, always giving us access, giving us a bunch of guests, and so congrats, Lucha Underground. Obviously, Season 3, they're filming right now. Season 2 is doing fantastic. So with that said, we had a hell of a show, and it's time to go to WrestleMania, y'all. So let's all put ourselves over as we talked about all 11 WrestleMania matches. We have no idea what's going to happen at the Hell in the Cell.
Let me take you back to WrestleMania 2 years ago. Your legacy died.
Oh, snap. He went World Star Hip Hop on his ass. How about that?
World Star. World Star.
Dale, put yourself over.
You can find me at WrestleMania all weekend long. Also find me on Instagram and Twitter at TheWalkingDale or YouTube.com/DishingOnMovies.
Hell yeah.
Scotty.
You can't find me all WrestleMania. I'll be hidden many a time.
You're hard to hide, dude.
Hey, I'll be hidden, bro.
It's a good thing you know how to crawl up like Sonic the Hedgehog and just roll like a ball.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I said Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, all right. You need amino acids.
I know I need amino
I can think
acids.
of one person in particular that you're going to need to roll the fuck away from.
All right.
Me.
I look forward to
It
meeting
ain't
the
Johnny.
Boogeyman.
And it ain't
I
Johnny.
want to meet the Boogeyman. I like the Boogeyman.
Put yourself over, Scotty.
You can follow me on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. You can listen to my comedy wrestling podcast, Curtain Jerks, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. The Farewell to Steve Sears tour has begun. We got 2 episodes left, and this upcoming week we celebrate our 5-year Jerkiversary. If you've never listened to our show, we've been doing it for 5 years.
That sounded dirty.
All right, this guy. It's a show. It's called Curtain Jerks. It's a jerkiversary.
Wow.
And it is a dirty show. So yeah, check that out. Hit me up on Twitter if you want links. And also, I'm doing a comedy show on WrestleMania weekend, Friday, April 1st at 11 p.m. That is after the NXT show. So you'll have time to get over there at the Dallas Comedy House. I'll be there. Christian Rosenberg will be there. Friend of the show, Shane Harline will be there. Sammy Callahan's going to be there. Dalton Castle's going to be there. There will be more improv show. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Hit me up on Twitter if you need the link to buy tickets. Tickets are going very quickly.
There you go. Down with that, Chuck Rice.
Find me on Twitter at crice17. You can find me on Instagram at Chuck Rice. Unfortunately, you will not find me at WrestleMania.
Well, we'll be there in spirit.
I look forward and hope you all enjoy the great state of Texas.
Yes.
And that city.
Yes. It's going to be good.
It's an awesome area.
We are at Wrestling Buds on Twitter, Facebook.com/WrestlingBuds. I am at Jay Quasto. Sunday, April 10th, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is having our big Coastline Clash. It's our huge event of the spring. It's going to be really fun. You'll see plenty of stuff on social media. If you're anywhere in Southern California, we urge you to go see this show on Sunday, April 10th. Also, this past weekend, I was at the Brea Improv, and one of our devoted listeners was there with his girlfriend, or his wife, I'm not quite sure, and he came up to me afterwards. He goes, "Oh my God, man, I listen every week. I'm such a fan of the show. It's so cool that you were here." And I never got his name, but he was really cool. And so shout out to you, man, for being fun at the show.
Whoever you are.
Whoever you are. Wednesday, April 27th, I'm headlining the Brea Improv, so if you're in SoCal, I'd love to see you there. Otherwise, WrestleMania, just be on the lookout for us on social media. We don't quite know where we're going to be, but we know we're going to be in Dallas. It's going to be amazing. With that said, no matter where you are in the world, everyone enjoy WrestleMania, and we will see you in Dallas and see you next week!